guys, it's Lori. Welcome back to my channel, Books, Ink, and Paper. I hope you'll take a look around while you're here, and I'm just really glad that you came. So today's video, it's been a little while since I've posted something, but I'm also doing some vlogging daily around the Reading Rush Challenge, which used to be called Booktubeathon. So that's been taking up some time, and I had a friend in town for a few days, so I just spent a lot of time being present with her and spending a great 5 days, I think, together, which we usually do in a different location with a bunch of other people, but this year we just kind of changed it up. So I had a really lovely experience with her. Got to go to the city, to New Orleans a couple of times, and saw my daughter and just had a good few days. So today's video is a review video, and I know that these are not always popular and viewed frequently on BookTube, but I really loved this book and I really want to talk about it. And I was given an advanced reader's copy of it. I fulfilled the requirement as a result of that arc by posting my review on NetGalley, but I just loved it so much that I wanted to tell you about it. No kidding, not joking at all. So The Turn of the Key is Ruth Ware's fifth novel. Ruth Ware is a mystery writer, and she reminds me a good bit of Agatha Christie because she has some similar tropes in her writing. They're set in England, all of her novels, but primarily because she has a pretty similar writing style and a way of kind of unfolding things. This book, however, is a little bit different, and I'm going to explain a little bit about why without giving away any spoilers, because I loved the ending of it so much and I would never want to spoil that for anyone else. So this novel is set in it's a woman in England whose name is Rowan, and it's an epistolary narrated novel. The character is Rowan Kane, and she begins by writing a letter from prison to try to get an attorney to represent her. She explains that she was a nanny for some children in Scotland and that she didn't do what she's accused of doing. That's all I'm going to say about the plot. What I am going to say is that this really reminded me of a Gothic novel, Gothic classic literature in many ways, even though it's a modern setting, definitely, and a modern read. Why it reminded me of a Gothic novel is because it was set in this sort of giant mansion that had some spooky things going on, and it was a bit of an isolated mystery trope as well. There were a couple, at least one time I think that she actually left the house, but maybe two, but it was very much, to me, an isolated mystery, which I love. It was also special to me because I felt like the mansion in which they were living was a character in and of itself. And I felt this way about several classic Gothic mysteries in my life, and it just reminded me of that, even though, again, it was a modern turn. She developed Rowan's character. She developed the children's characters pretty well. She also developed some other folks, the family members and the people that were living amongst her in that area. There was a lot of darkness in the writing. Like you could feel how she was feeling about being in this house, about it being sort of tricky to get lights on sometimes or to be in the light, how it felt to be closed off, to not have the freedom to sort of come and go as she had done before. It just felt like I felt like I was feeling how she was feeling being in the house, which to me really made me kind of, get the creepiness of it and get the discomfort that she was feeling at times as a nanny with these children. There's my phone. So back to what I was saying, I just felt like I was there. And what was even better, maybe for me, and maybe that's why it felt this way too, is I was reading it on a plane, a long flight back from the Northwest. So I had a nice long chunk of time to read it. I think almost in its entirety. I read it on ebook, and it felt like I was able to really focus and concentrate because I had nothing else to distract me. I had nowhere else to go. It was just I love reading on a plane. I just love reading on a plane. It's one of my favorite places to read. Again, this was my favorite Ruth Ware. I've read every one. I gave it 5 stars handily. It has had some reviews on Goodreads already, and not everybody has liked it. And I get that. What I think I liked the best was that the ending had a super surprise twist for me that I did not see coming, which I always appreciate. It was fantastically laid out, and it leaves you with this like feeling, which is also something that I love. So The Turn of the Key comes out in hardback on Kindle and anywhere else you find a book on August 6th. So not too many weeks from now. I have a friend who's pre-ordered it. I am planning at some point in my life to get all of her novels in hardcover. I have listened to many of them or read them on ebook from the library, but I highly recommend you take a look at this, especially if you're a fan of like Rebecca or Wuthering Heights, or things like anything, I guess, kind of. Daphne du Maurier writes a lot of isolated house mysteries. If you are a fan of an isolated house trope and a modern take on that, and you like Ruth Ware and you like mysteries, I think you can't beat this. So I hope you love it. I hope you appreciate it. Thanks to NetGalley for giving me the opportunity to read it. It was a great day when I found out that I got this as an advanced reader copy, and I was thoroughly pleased with the results. I hope you are enjoying whatever you're reading today, and as always, have a happy time reading. Bye.